For almost the entire time that we have been homeschooling year round. So if you are interested in trying that out, please keep watching to learn some tips and tricks on how to make it work for your family. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle and this is A Common Life. I'm a homeschooling mom of 5 kids ages 4 through 12, and we have just finished up our 6th year of homeschooling, and so I thought I would sit down and kind of share with you how we have homeschooled year-round over the years, because we have done it differently every single year, and so I thought I would just give you some tips and tricks on how to make it work for your family and the different ways that you can homeschool year-round. If you are thinking about homeschooling year-round, the very first thing that you need to do is decide what type of schedule you want to follow for the year. There's lots of different ways to do this. You could do 4 weeks on, 1 week off, 6 weeks on, 1 week off. You could do kind of where you go 2 months and then take off a month. You could do 4-day weeks. And you could also do periods of time where you take longer breaks. Like for us, we have always taken a longer break at Christmas. Then we take a longer break kind of at the end of where the academic school year would really end, like May time. And then we also take a longer break at the end of the summer. And that's just how we have always done it, just to kind of have those bigger breaks. Another thing to consider is just simple holidays like Thanksgiving. Rather than taking off maybe just 2 days at Thanksgiving, you could take off the entire week at Thanksgiving. Or the same thing with the Easter holiday or Ramadan, or whatever your holiday is in your family, whatever your faith is, or if you don't have a faith and you just have certain times of year that you like to kind of take breaks, fit those into your schedule and then plan out however many days you need to do. Every state, well not every state, but I think most states have some type of days requirement, like 180 days or so, and that's kind of like a good starting point is about 180 days. You want to make sure you get that many days in for each school year, or 36 weeks, and you can kind of go from there and decide how you want to plan out your year. Then once you've kind of decided what type of schedule you're going to follow, like how many days a week or how many weeks until a break, then you want to actually sync it up with your actual calendar. So if your children are involved in sports or music and they have recitals or things like that, there may be certain times of year where you want to scale back a little bit on your homeschool, and there may be other times of year where you want to go, much stronger and do big chunks of time in a row. That is when you need to just kind of combine it together with your actual calendar and see how everything matches up. Then next, you need to look at your curriculum and decide how you are going to spread it out throughout the entire year. Are you going to do unit studies? Are you going to do maybe in-depth grammar in the fall and then writing in the spring? What are you going to do? Every single family is going to do this differently, and there is no right or wrong way to do it, but you can kind of decide that for yourself. The thing that our family has always done is that for our language, our science, our history, art, music, those types of subjects, we have made sure that those were completed from about end of August to May. We wanted those to be done, but during the summer we have always continued our math and our reading, our writing, our spelling, vocabulary, things like that. And so that is what has always worked well for our family. Obviously, your family can do whatever works well for them, but that's just an example of how we have done it in the past. So you can decide, maybe if you're a family who is maybe of a Charlotte Mason type of style and you do nature studies, winter is not the best time for a nature study a lot of the time, especially if you live in a place where it is cold for long periods of time. So maybe you decide you want to do your nature study from spring, summer, and fall. And so that would work perfectly for a year-round calendar. And my very last tip, which I think for me has been the most important thing that I have learned over the years, is just to keep that year-round schedule free-flowing. Do not feel like you are kind of locked in to a certain number of days, a certain time period. If you need to change it up, the best thing about year-round homeschooling is that you can totally do that. It makes homeschooling so incredibly flexible. You are not kind of like boxed in that 36 week, 180 days, whatever it may be. If it's a little bit more, a little bit less than that, you don't have to worry about that, because you will always get that much work done. Even if maybe you're doing like 3 days a week for a little while because you have stuff going on, or maybe you have to take 3 weeks off where you didn't expect it. You can always make that up later on. And another thing to consider is that you could always do Saturday school if you had to. If you really felt like you had somehow gotten behind because you were maybe a little bit too flexible, just throw in a few Saturdays here and there, or double up on some work, have them do double assignments, if you're nearing July and you feel like there's still a little bit more work to get done. The wonderful thing about year-round homeschooling is the flexibility. Honestly, for me, that is why we do it this way. Even though lots of kids don't want to be doing school in the summer, the benefit is that during the rest of the school year we have more freedom, especially when we can take longer breaks. I hope these few tips were helpful to you. I just wanted to make a really quick video to kind of give you a few ways to make a year-round homeschool schedule work for you and your family. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Have a great day.